Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to something that we completed off the fly because we want to fucking. Actually, we've had this playing for a while, so I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, we just don't have enough people.
Yeah. Fuck you,
It's
Philip.
just me and Lance.
Well,
Sorry.
Well, it comes out everybody. We're the ones who discuss it the most. Like Zach, Zach don't give a fuck. Israel's just there. Ader is just
Zach
there.
would be like, I don't know, man. They're all pretty good.
I love Spoder-Man. He used to get, or whatever.
I like Speederman.
Well, Spider-Man's the only person he can.
You know, he flips.
He flips.
He
Alright,
flips.
whatever. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do a discussion over the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is basically Iron Man through Avengers 2. Maybe one day we'll do Spider-Man. I don't know. We'll put it up for commentary eventually.
Are we going to do the first trilogy and the Mega Spider-Man in one video?
Probably. I don't know. We'll figure that out one day.
Okay.
I'd probably just do it for a Spider-Man LP if I ever do one of the games, which is going to happen. Either by next year. It's guaranteed. But,
Double confirmed.
double confirmed. Well, it'll be Shadow Dimensions. Fucking with Shadows. I hate that game. But, start with Iron Man. What do you think?
Iron Man, you know, it started out the MCU, so right off the bat, it's an awesome movie. Alright, so if it wasn't for this movie, we wouldn't have Incredible Hulk. We wouldn't have Captain America the Winter Soldier. We wouldn't have Guardians of the Galaxy, because if this movie bombed, they wouldn't have made more movies. So, and Lance has left the podium.
Let's get popped.
I'm just rambling now, because I need to look at my sheet. Oh, okay. All I wrote down was Star of the Universe. It's a great movie, people, and Samuel L. Jackson. It introduced Nick Fury, which is one of my favorite Marvel characters. To be honest, as far as the character Iron Man goes, he's not really one of my favorites. I like the story of him, and I like that he's an arrogant prick, but as far as the character, no, I'm not that big of an Iron Man fan. I'll probably get a lot of hate for that, but I don't give a fuck. So, what's your opinion?
I like it. Is it overrated? Yeah, but the only thing, like, also, I think Robert Downey Jr., well, we'll get into this more on, well, later we go into, but he's the best person you could cast to be Iron Man.
Yeah.
Because literally, he is just Iron Man. He has the look, he acts just like him, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, Robert Downey Jr.'s a pretty cool motherfucker, but he's an arrogant prick.
He has this sadistic humor.
Yeah, they both have sadistic humor. What did you think while, like, the villain was? Because that's what kind of my biggest problem.
Like I was talking to you earlier, besides the Avengers movies, all the villains have sucked.
Yeah.
That's just the Marvel for you. Marvel villains compared to DC. DC is known for Batman and the villains.
Yeah.
Marvel is known for the heroes, not the villains.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. That's kind of an odd question because the comics, they suck too.
Yeah.
So I guess whenever we get to the Avengers, I'll talk about the villains. But every other movie besides the Avengers movies, the villains have sucked.
I'll give him this. Casting Jeff Bridges was pretty cool, because Jeff Bridges is always awesome. Is he an actual villain, like actually in comics? Or is, cause I don't, he's really,
The
Iron Man, I don't know a thing. Like,
Iron Man 1 villain?
Yeah.
Dude, it's been so long since I've seen that movie. I don't even remember what the villain was.
Yeah, okay, you know the first suit that Tony makes
Yes.
in the movie?
And he wears that suit.
Yeah, is he an actual, I know Tony actually has a suit in the comics.
It doesn't tell you. That's not the plot summary. Never mind.
Well, here, I'll look it up. Fuck it. I can edit. I don't give a shit.
It's supposed to be his like a mentor, right?
Yeah.
Is it Riggs? Tin Riggs? Was that the?
Obadiah. Oh yeah, the Ironmonger. Okay, I know about him. So that's the Ironmonger. He's okay. You know, it was cool having an Iron Man versus like Ironmonger.
Yeah, but I mean,
it was a cool fight, but it's just like
that also happened in the second movie too. So they they just went from one villain, like one robot or one suit versus a bunch of suits.
Yeah.
So, and then you get to Age of Ultron, and it's like, holy fuck, there's like a million suits. But I don't know.
The only thing that kind of hurts it, I think, is, don't get me wrong, it's a good movie, and I mean, a lot of people love it. I think it's overhyped a little bit, but just like, I don't want to say not a lot happens, but it feels like, okay, don't get me wrong, it's one of the better Marvel movies, I think, but just the thing is, a lot of it just kind of feels like filler, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but up until Avengers, which just really isn't saying much compared to the Phase 1 films.
Yeah.
Up until Avengers, it was the best movie.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's kind of sad that Phase 1, the movies, were really lackluster. Every one of them. Yeah, it was so bad.
I'll say I like Cap. We'll get to
the first Avenger? Oh, wait till we get to that one.
I like Cap. Because I have a reason for that, though. I liked it, though. What did you think about the secret ending for that? That sets up Avengers. Because I like that.
Like I said, man, it introduced Nick Fury, which is one of my favorite characters, but they kind of nodded like, hey, if this movie does okay, we might make more.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's awesome.
I do remember when I got an I think I went with I think I went with Reed. I think so. I want to see it.
Shout out to Reed.
He hasn't watched it. Well, he used to. Well, he's been on this channel before, but when we went to see that, I remember like I wasn't really like I knew about Marvel and I knew enough to get like what the Avengers were.
Yeah.
I freaked out pretty hard when he basically says like the Avengers Initiative. I was like, holy fucking shit! It's the Avengers. That's awesome. Because I wanted a Civil War. Because that's when I think I was reading that when that came out.
Oh, dude. When we get to the point where we're talking about the future, oh my god.
But
it's gonna be so good.
I was hyped as shit for that. Because part of me thought maybe they'll do Marvel Zombies. That's never gonna happen, but it'd be cool. But I like Iron Man. What'd you put Iron Man on your list, if you don't mind?
Iron Man on my top 11 list that we're not able to do is number 5. It is in my top 5.
So, yeah, it's in your top 5. It'd probably be my top 5 or 6, but, you know.
Well, there's only 11 movies, so...
It doesn't feel like it, you know what I mean?
Well, they're spread out, so...
Well, I think it'd be like that next year, or the year after.
Alright, so you ready to move on to the Hulk?
Well, the Incredible Hulk. Of course, this is the sequel to 2003 movie. We won't be covering that, because I've never seen that, so...
Oh, so, okay. So, yeah, we're just doing MCU. That's right. So, you may start this one?
Yeah, if you want to.
Hulk is one of my favorite Marvel characters. I can relate to his uncontrollable anger, but I can control my anxiety, so but I don't know. I like Hulk.
That's my secret captain. I'm always angry.
I like Hulk. I really, really like Hulk. Alright? So, when I heard that there was going to be a Hulk movie, I was so excited. And it's so sad that up until Avengers 2 that we never had a definitive actor for Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
But the person, I've already forgot, but the person they picked for Bruce Banner in that movie was fantastic. He's an awesome...
Mark Ruffalo?
No, in The Incredible Hulk. He wasn't...
Ed Norton?
Yes. He is a great actor. He's good in pretty much anything he plays in.
Fight Club.
But, I don't know. The best thing about The Incredible Hulk to me was not only do I have a great Hulk film if I ever want to go back and watch a Hulk film, because I'm not going to watch fucking Hulk. That movie.
Which is sad too, because that's
that movie was fucking terrible, and I'm not going to go back and watch the TV show either. That shit's terrible.
I like the TV show just because it's campy.
So, I don't know. The best thing to me is the after credit scene, like we said with Fury, that said, "Hey," a little nod, like, "Hey, if this movie does good, we're gonna have some more."
What was the one for?
It's where Tony comes in to see General Ross, and he's like, "Hey, we're making a team. I know you know this guy."
I think it's when I always forget the most.
Yeah, that was the first time that they were like, "Hey, we're taking this character that we had in this other movie and put it in this movie." You're like, "Hey, it's connected." But I don't know, man. I put down that the pros were Hulk smash, Hulk movie. I don't know. Abomination looks sick as fuck.
He was pretty sick.
Me personally, I don't like Abomination as a villain. But as far as Hulk goes, he doesn't have really good villains.
No, he has
Marvel doesn't have really good villains.
It's like all he really has is Abomination, like Red Hulk.
He has a few other ones. And that's something else I put down was General Ross, Red Hulk. Anyone? I want to see Red Hulk so bad.
I think Red Hulk's gonna happen.
I know he's gonna be in Civil War, not Red Hulk, but General Ross.
I thought of something.
So if I want Red Hulk to happen so bad.
Here's what I thought. Say if they don't get Planet Hulk, they can always do Red Hulk because they're still after him. So why not do Red Hulk?
And then that's when the Hulk comes back. Because right now, we won't get to that. But he's MIA right now.
Yeah.
But and then I put the after credit scene. So I mean, that's really all I've got to say about the Incredible Hulk. Cons, I put it was lackluster. But like I said, the first Phase 1 films, most up until Avengers and Iron Man, they were all pretty lackluster.
Yeah.
They didn't meet my needs. But I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling. What do you got to say?
I like it. I think I like it a little bit more than you do, just because I think I'm more nostalgic feel. Because like I said, I wanted to see Reed to see this one, so. I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to, because I was like, it's a Incredible Hulk. I'm not really going to care. He's going to smash shit.
I will admit, up until Avengers, I hadn't seen any of the movies in theater. I had to watch them all on DVD or rent them.
Yeah.
But once Avengers came out, I was like, fuck it, I'm watching all of them in theaters. And up until now, I think I have watched them all in theaters.
I've seen, besides Thor.
I watched Thor, Dark World in theaters.
That's right. For the only ones I haven't seen in theaters are Thor and Cap 1. No, I didn't see Cap 2.
You didn't see Cap 2 in theater? I thought you went with us.
No, I didn't go with you guys. Because I was sick, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were sick. No, you had a wedding.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I had a wedding. I think it's my uncle's. I don't know. But, I don't know. It's been a while.
We're getting off topic, sorry.
But, I like it. I like it. The CG, I think, is amazing. Hulk always looks amazing in CG, I think, just because it's Hulk. You have to make him look cool. It's like, I like this TV show just because I was stupid. It's like the Batman, or not the Batman show, the 60s Batman show. It's so goofy and campy that I love it for that. Which is like...
The fucking episode where he fights a bear, that's stupid as shit.
It's so funny, though. But I like it. The only like you said, I feel like it's kind of sloppy at points.
The movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
At point, it is just kind of sloppy, just because like a lot of it just like doesn't really have anything to do. I'll get the scene where Hulk, either it's school he goes to or something, and he starts beating the shit out of people is amazing, without a doubt. I love that, but I like it. What'd you put on your list?
Hulk is number 6.
Oh, so it's like right behind.
It's right behind Iron Man.
Okay.
Out of the Phase 1 films, Iron Man and Hulk are my favorite.
We can't really talk much
And
about
Avengers.
Phase 1, though, because it's been a long time, and not what really happens in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they build up the universe.
Yeah, so.
Most of them, Colin, that I only put in for, well, that was a Phase 2 film, but I put most of it, like, it didn't help it built up the MCU, but it didn't.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know.
Also, I think in the DVD version, or maybe it's a secret ending, apparently you see a frozen version of Cap. Oh, it's an alternate opening of the film. Okay. That's pretty neat. We'll get to Cap, though, later on. Actually, it's right after this next movie, but whatever. I like... Oh, I know he's not. He's after 4. What do I think?
Okay, so you start this time.
Next up is Iron Man 2. I'll go and say this here. If Phil watches, he's going to bitch me out for this. I like Iron Man 2. I'm the only one who really does. I'm not the only. I'll enjoy it. It's not a great movie. It's an okay movie.
It's not the worst Iron Man movie.
It's up to... It's like 3. I think 3's worse, but...
That's what I'm saying.
You mean The Incredibles? Because it's literally what it is. But Iron Man 2's... It's okay. Basically, just Tony. He's back doing Tony Stark stuff, you know. He's going to race in a car. Whiplash comes in. Who the fuck knew Whiplash? I mean, that's that movie that just came out last year. That was a terrible joke. But he comes in. He's like, I'm going to fuck Tony Stark up. Basically does that. Tony fights him. On the other side, we have Don Cheadle as... What's his actual name in the movies? I know he's War Machine, but or an Iron Patriot. Well, he's not Iron Patriot.
Eternal Roads?
Yeah. Basically, he becomes a War Machine, and that's awesome, because, dude, I fucking love War Machine.
Okay, on my pros, I put War Machine and Black Widow. That's the only 2 fucking things I got.
Oh, yeah, Black Widow gets introduced in that.
It added 2 new characters to the MCU. So, fuck yeah. And, Collins, I put Whiplash and Hammer. Both of those fucking villains suck ass.
I forgot Hammer.
Justin Hammer fucking sucked my dick, alright? He sucks, alright?
He didn't do anything.
And I also put, at the very end of the movie, Fury's like, hey, you're too hot-headed. You can't be in the thing that I told you about in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
We know there's going to be an Avengers movie. We know he's going to be in it, so why the fuck add that into the film?
I think that's funny that he brings that. Oh, you bring that up.
It's kind of like the Batman vs Superman. We know they're going to fucking come together and fight somebody at the end of it.
So what's the point of fighting?
So, yeah, I mean, what's the fucking point of the title?
Here's the thing I found fun with that. You brought up how he's so hot-headed. If he's hot-headed, why didn't he fight the Hulk? That's a pretty fucking terrible idea.
I don't know.
But
that was kind of like a last resort.
Yeah.
They needed him because that was like him and Thor were the only ones like, hey, we need heavy hitters.
Yeah.
We need Cap to be strategic. We need Iron Man to like lead the team.
They're kind of like a baseball team in a way.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Iron Man's kind of the pitcher.
Yeah.
And then
Hulk just doesn't. He just runs the fuck through people basically.
Hulk's like the what is it? The guy that catches the ball.
Outfielder.
Yeah. No, the guy in the back behind the batter.
Oh.
We know nothing about sports, guys. I'm sorry.
I know. I played baseball. I fucking know. Fuck. It's Luke. I should know this because I've had.
Alright, let's get off sports.
Fuck it.
We're not gonna ruin our nerd shit with sports. But that's all I put, man. Like War Machine, Black Widow are the only 2 really good things about this movie. But again, it's not the worst Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
On my list, I put it as number 7. I really don't know what else to say. Like I said, sorry guys. A bunch of these movies. It's been a long time since I've seen them.
I've seen them too the other day.
Like the ones I've seen most recently are Iron Man 3, and then all the Phase 2 films.
I will say this. I did like that they picked Scarlett Johansson for Black Widow 1 because she's ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
And she does look the part, actually. Mm-hmm. The only thing is she's not Russian.
Well,
I don't mind that.
Most of the MCU characters, as far as the actors go, they really do fit the part. Especially Nick Fury, since he is the ultimate Nick Fury is based on Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, but just perfect. And Samuel Jackson don't give a shit. He'll do whatever he wants now, so.
But, I don't know. Is that most of it for Iron Man 2?
Apparently, I'm looking this up on the
You
wiki.
want to talk about the...
Apparently, they reference Black Panther. Like, they show the map, like, of the place he
Oh,
was.
Wakanda?
Yeah.
And then you also meet...
and you see Thor's hammer in the credit scene.
They don't. You don't see it. Coulson calls Fury and he's like, hey, bro, we got this thing in the middle of New Mexico that we don't know what the fuck it is. But yeah, I mean, that's really all we can say about Iron Man 2. Most of the Phase 1 films, the best part of the movie was the after credit scene. Because, one, Marvel started that fucking fad, like, hey, after credit scene, it's awesome. People are going to stay and watch all the credits. And they also, like, hey, the after credit scene was what connected all the films.
It's world building, basically, which is good.
But, I think that's all I got to say about Iron Man 2.
I got one thing to bring up. What did you think of the final fight, where it's just like Iron Man and War Machine fighting the other, like,
It's badass.
Iron Man? It's badass.
It's Iron Man and War Machine. But,
the cartoon sucked.
What?
The Iron Man cartoon's terrible.
The anime?
Yeah. No, well, there's an anime?
I thought there was anime for Iron Man and Wolverine and Blade.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They all three suck, as far as I know.
I was on the animated series back in the 90s.
Oh yeah. Well, Jared loves that theme song.
Of course Jared does.
But, alright, so let's move on to the next one.
It's number 4, because it's Thor. I wonder if that was intended.
I don't know.
I just got that.
Thor, the first movie, is number 8 on my list. As far as pros go, I said introduce the comic and the magic side of the MCU, which is something we hadn't seen yet. It introduced the Destroyer, which we'll probably never see again because it got fucked up. But Destroyer is a fucking awesome villain, if you want to call it a villain, in the Marvel universe in general. I think it's badass. It adds to lasers, and to me, it's a god version of the Sentinels. I put Loki. Oh my god, who can forget Loki? I know some people. I think Lance doesn't like him very much.
I like Loki.
Are you? Okay.
Philip doesn't like Loki.
Loki, as far as the comics go, one of my favorite characters. In the MCU, besides Ultron, is the best fucking villain they got. That's why they keep on using them. And Thanos, but we really haven't seen much of Thanos yet, so we can't really talk about that. But I don't know, man. We got introduced to Hawkeye, and like I was telling Lance, I don't know if we got this on audio. I don't know if we recorded it.
Yeah.
But I've watched that movie like twice, and I've still yet to see the scene where he's in there. I don't know if I'm just like jacking off or something when that fucking part goes on or what, but I've missed it. And
he's just sitting in the rafters like, "Hi, I'm Hawkeye. I'm gonna do nothing in the Avengers."
I'm on my perch. But for cons, I put it was low budget, and if you go back and look at the budget of that movie, I think it was one of the lowest budget of the first phase one films. That's why they shot it in New Mexico. That's why there was very little CGI. That's why Thor wasn't in his garments and shit like most of the movie. It was poor writing. As much as I can remember the movie, the acting was great. Quotations, you can't see my finger, but great. But the fucking writing was terrible. And to me, it had a bad ending.
I can agree.
But, I mean, that's really all I can say about Thor. There's not really much else to say. I mean, it's up until Guardians, Thor was our gateway to the cosmic realm of the universe.
Because technically, the first Thor technically introduces the Infinity Stone, in a way, because they bring in the Tesseract.
Well, that, and in the Odin's trophy room, they have the gauntlet.
Oh, true.
Which is awesome. I don't know if you've heard this. There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why is there?
Is it like that in the comics?
No, there's only one as far as I know.
I think they're gonna bring that up in the movies. I'd hope, but
somebody else is gonna make
that, or just like a nod or something, dude. Like, hey, this may happen.
But all right. So, what did you think of Thor?
Well, Snore, as I call it, or Snore. Well, yeah, I'll get to Snore 2 later. Out of all of them, Thor's the one that bores me the most. I've had to see it multiple times. Well, this isn't really the movie's fault, but like in high school, that's all they fucking showed.
That and Thor. Fucking Hunger Games.
And I didn't give a shit. Oh, okay, Hunger Games having Jennifer Lawrence, I didn't really care, because I was like, oh, look at Jennifer Lawrence. But Thor, I didn't get into, because like you said, it felt under budget. The story, like the plot for it's fucking awful. Because here's the thing, I can't take Natalie Portman serious anymore in a romantic role because of fucking the Star Wars prequels. I don't think she's a good actor.
Natalie's fucking hot, though.
I'm gonna disagree. I don't think she's that pretty.
I don't know. She's the only reason why I watch Thor movies.
I don't think she's... Do you know? Okay, spoiler here for people who read the current Thor comics. Did you know she actually used
Yep, I heard about
female Thor? That's really weird. I don't know.
Yep. Jane is
calm vine tits. I love that.
Yep. I really thought it was going to be like Lady Sif or something.
I did too.
But I don't know. I have a little nod that we need to talk about. It's when we get to Ultron. It's about Black Widow.
Okay.
Remind me about that because I don't want to forget. But back to what you were saying.
Okay. It just... A lot of it felt really boring, and a lot of Thor... I think that's the filler movie. I mean, Iron Man 2 technically is, but that is definitely the filler movie. I think of in Phase 1 at least, because not all happens, it's just like, we have to have Thor. So we'll just give him a movie.
I don't know, man. Like, once we get to the next movie,
yeah.
I think that movie is the filler movie.
It depends. Kind of depends.
No, it doesn't depend. That movie is the filler movie. Trust me.
Well, it's at least enjoyable.
I wouldn't even say that.
Thor's just not... Thor's boring. That is the only Marvel movie that puts me to sleep besides the sequel to Thor. Which is slightly better, but not much. Thor, to me, is the worst Marvel movie, without a doubt.
Really?
Yeah. I like Loki,
yeah, okay. Thor the first movie or Thor the Dark World?
Ooh, they're both. I hate both of them.
Okay, we won't talk about Dark World yet because we're not there yet.
Yeah, but
The
only redeeming quality about Thor was like, I like how it basically built up on the verse. You know?
I'm reading this while you're doing that.
It basically built on like the whole Marvel universe. You know, like Justin said, it basically got in the whole like magic realm, or whatever it was, and like, until like Guardians came out, but like it just didn't do much for me. And they had Loki, he was cool. Do something else for me. They had Chris Hemsworth, I like him as Thor. He's in that shitty Red Dawn remake. That's about it.
He's also in the Cabin in the Woods, and his fucking dirt bike hits like an invisible wall and blows up.
Good. Thor can't survive that.
I think the best thing, and I think you scratched a little bit about the Tesseract, the best thing about Thor was the after credit scene. Mm-hmm. Again, the after credit scene. They introduced the Tesseract, and they also introduced Loki to be able to mind control. Because he's telling Eric Silva, like, hey man, you need to do research on this thing that he's talking about. But I think that's all we got to really say about Thor.
Interesting topic about that is apparently that scene was actually directed by Josh Whedon, who actually directed the Avengers. Mm-hmm. Just that scene alone, which is pretty cool.
I didn't know that.
I just looked at that and was like, oh, that's neat.
Okay, so now we're talking about Captain America, the First Avenger. I think you open for this one.
I'm going to say this here. Jason's going to disagree probably. I like Captain America, the first movie at least. Not the shitty one that came out like in the 70s, is that it? Or 60s? Is that
a TV show?
No, there's actually another movie before this. Actually, Red Skull in it, but he's actually in a Red Skull. Like, he actually doesn't have the Red Skull, he's just like Italian.
The fuck?
He's like, I'm evil, you know. Mario's pissed, I don't know.
He's like Wario.
But I like it. I'll give Jason not a lot happens in it, but it's weird. Like, I usually kind of like noir kind of based movies. Because it's not like... It kind of what Captain America reminds me of. Say if you took L.A. Noir and you basically just made Cole Phelps like Captain America. Because the little Cap is. I will fully admit this. It's fucking hard to watch the first one. Well, the first time you watch it because you're used to Chris Evans playing Human Torch. But I think he does a good job as Cap.
I will admit this, first time I watched the first Avenger, I'd already forgot he played Human Torch.
I did too.
And then halfway through the film, I was like, oh shit, I've seen him before. Because Fantastic Four was the only movie I'd ever seen with him in it.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the only movie he played.
Which is funny now, because if you ask him what that, he's like... Because I saw a picture that he was talking to a reporter or something, and they were talking about Fantastic Four, like the second movie. He goes, oh, yeah, I remember that. And they go, you know, the villain's like the silver... He stops. He's like the silver, like, Sunday boy or something. It's really funny. Like, he knows that movie sucks, but I like it. I think all of them, that's the one they really wanted to, not really make the most popular, but they kind of wanted you to like Cap, because you're like, he's going to be in there, he's going to be the leader of the Avengers. I like the build-up mostly for, because I don't know, I always like a World War II, like, setting, for some reason. It's just something I like. Because I think World War II history is always one of the most interesting parts, I guess that sticks in me. Red Skull, I didn't really dig, because he doesn't really do much.
I talked about that.
Like, it's just... He's there, basically. I think he looked cool, because he's like when he looked in the comics, but...
Yeah.
Basically, not a lot. I can't remember, like, a lot of what happens in it, like you said, though. Like...
Well, it starts out...
I like it.
But... we'll give a little small rundown. Starts out, he's really small. He's like, oh shit, I want to join the army. They're like, hey bro, you're too short, bro.
You know what? I think that's why I like it.
Because he's small?
Because he's just like me.
And then hey, you've got the heart and spirit that we're looking for. We need you for this little experiment we're going to do. He gets big, he gets jacked, and they use him for fucking promotions. And then he actually becomes a fucking soldier. And then he actually fucking fights some Nazis. And the Nazis turn into Hydra. And then the Hydra gets fucked.
Hell.
So, but I don't know. I thought Captain America: First Avenger is number 9 on my list. I really do not like this movie. I really do not like this movie.
I like it.
It has a lot of pros. I will say that though. You witness the beginning of S.H.I.E.L.D. Awesome fact. Okay, it introduces Cap. Awesome. It brings in the first Infinity Stone. Okay, because it actually shows it doesn't just reference it. Okay. It introduces Hydra, which is going to be in later films a major villain. It's where we begin, you know? All the movies, even though Iron Man is the first movie, this is where it began. Alright? Without Cap, there would be no S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
You know? So, it's always, you always gotta think about that. But the cons I put, it was solely used to promote Avengers. Alright? The after credit scene was a fucking trailer for Avengers.
Yeah.
Alright?
I do remember that.
That's why it was called the first Avenger. They want people to be like, hey, this movie right here, this is the reason why we have Avengers, okay? The Avengers is coming out next. Alright? Watch this movie and you understand what's going on. I'm like, that sucks. Captain America is so much better than that, alright? And then also, like you said, Skull, he looked awesome, but he was just meh.
Yeah.
He was one of Captain America's most prominent evil fucking son of bitches, and he was just meh. And I'm like, come on. Is he? He might come back because he supposedly died. But
He's coming back.
he always comes back. I want to see him in fucking.
It's
Civil
comic
War.
books.
I want to see him in Civil War.
Yeah.
And if not Civil War, fucking Infinity War or something. I want to see him come back and actually be fucking Skull. I want them to do like they did with Hawkeye and Avengers. Actually make him the comic person.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know. Captain America: First Avenger. It's not really that good of a movie.
I'll give it that. I think the reason I like it so much is because I know it's it's not a terrible movie, but I know it's a stupid movie. Because I watched it with my cousin Justin and my brothers. First time I saw it. I think we watched it on Blu-ray. I don't know why I brought that up. But basically what my cousin did, he just picked it apart every scene that goes by. And he would just like this is stupid, this is stupid, this is stupid. And I just thought it was really funny. I think that's why I'll enjoy it so much. Because I think it's stupid, but yeah, it's a decent action movie. Cap 2 does better.
Well, Cap 2 is fucking fantastic.
Yeah. We will get to Cap 2 and like...
Cap 2 hasn't yet happened yet, so what are we talking about? So, we'll start with Avengers?
Avengers, I'm going to say this here. This is the... I don't want to... You know what it is? A lot of people are like... I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was talking about how... he said that Mad Max or Jurassic World will be like the movie of the decade. I gotta disagree with him. I think the Avengers...
Jurassic World's going to be the movie of the decade?
That's what he said. I don't want to get that either.
The fuck who said that?
That's a guy talking on Skype.
Because we still haven't got fucking Justice League. We still haven't gotten fucking Infinity War. We still haven't got Spider-Man. I want that shit so bad.
Well, that's probably before. Like in
yeah, but a good Spider-Man? Come on.
I'd debate amazing, but I'll get that one day. I think Avengers is the movies of the decade. Not because it's great. I'll say Avengers is such a stupid movie if you watch it like critically and you try to look for stupid stuff because it's so easy to catch.
Especially when they're fucking in the middle of town, they're all talking like.
They don't have headsets.
Where's your earpiece? Huh? Who are you talking to?
I can understand Tony having one.
Yeah.
But nobody else. Okay, Cap, I can kind of get it. Maybe because maybe it could be like under his little hat thing, but nobody else.
His fucking ears are not covered.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, some of them, are they not? Oh, what do I know?
In the fucking 70s, in the 70s show, they were actually part of his helmet. They wasn't even his ears. That's just a stupid fact.
I'll go.
Okay. It finally connected everything. I want to rant a little bit, not about the movie, but fucking fanboys and anybody that watches this fucking movie and thinks this is the first time a company has ever done this. Obviously, you've never seen fucking Godzilla, okay? Destroy All Monsters connected like 6 fucking films, but I won't rant, okay? This is not the first time this has happened, but I digress. He finally connected everything. We knew that this universe was connected, but we hadn't seen all these heroes in one place.
Which I think helped.
Fighting one enemy.
That's what gives we'll get to Avengers 2 later on, but like the first one is... It's the wow factor. Yeah. It's like, oh my god, they're actually on the screen. It's like I said, okay, let me redo this. When Iron Man had the secret and like, hey, we're gonna have the Avengers, I was hyped for that. And the movie comes out, I'm just like, I can't believe this is actually happening. I never thought this was actually gonna happen. Like, I figured it'd happen one day. I was like, I didn't think it'd happen now. And it paid off. Because, like, it's a stupid movie, but God...
It broke fucking records.
It broke records, and it's entertaining.
Yes.
Out of the Marvel movies...
Very entertaining.
Out of the Marvel movies, it's one of them that I watch the most.
Yeah, me too. I actually have it on Blu-ray, though.
Me too.
The only ones I have on actual disc copy are Avengers and Incredible Hulk.
For me, it's Avengers, Guardians, Spider-Man. Well, okay, I won't count those. Yeah, it's Avengers and Guardians. I'm going to buy all the other ones when they all
I'm definitely getting Age of Ultron, but let's not talk about... Because that movie haven't happened yet. What are we talking about? Loki was awesome. Can't really say much more than that. Loki's just... Every movie he's been in so far, he's been really good.
I'm going to debate... Well, I'm not going to debate, but I like Loki in Avengers. I think he's pretty funny. Because, well, we'll get to the Hulk thing later. Because I want to say that for its own part. But, well, like the funny parts in it. The thing is, though... For the first Avengers, I know why they did this, because they're like, if we bring a new villain, we're going to develop him, it's going to take time off the Avengers. But, I know Loki's technically an Avengers villain, but it felt kind of, I don't want to say rushed, but kind of shallow. They kind of just made him the villain. Because, like, Thor can beat him on his own, so we'll just throw him in here, and we'll just have everybody tear him apart, especially Hulk, but, we'll get to that later. But I liked him, though. He's a pretty funny part of the movie. He's one of the funniest parts of the movie, without a doubt.
And again, Phase 1 movie, after credits scene, we get introduced to this mad purple titan
who nobody knew who he was.
That just turns around and smiles. Who the fuck is this guy? I know. Lance knows. Most of the audience doesn't know, though.
I had to explain to people.
Most people, especially my friend Dustin, I don't like to throw you under the bus, buddy, but I got to. They watch the movies and they're thinking, hey, I'm this big Marvel fan. Well, you watch the movies, but you don't read the comics. You know nothing about the comics.
Yeah.
The comics are totally different than the movies. They have different storylines. They have different characters. The Avengers isn't just 5 people. Mm-hmm. It's like 25.
Sometimes more than that.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I don't know, but I don't know. Like I said, it finally connected everything. Low key, the after credits scene. I don't know. The Avengers movie is by far probably the best Phase 1 film.
Oh, yeah.
Has to be. It's probably, like you said, this decade, it's probably one of the best movies.
I wouldn't say the best. I'd say it's the most, like, oh my god, like the biggest wow movie of the decade. You know what I mean?
I don't know. What movie would you say is best so far?
Best movie of the decade?
Yes. In top, last 5 years. 2010 to 2015.
That's tough.
Exactly. Avengers is the only one that pops out to me right now.
Let's say, here's the thing. Out of all, okay, we'll get to it later on, but I like Guardians more than Avengers, but I won't. I'll save that for later.
Okay.
But that's not a big wow movie of the decade, you know. But I like Guardians more than I like Avengers.
I hate that we're not spending that much time on Avengers, but
well, no, we're gonna keep going. What did you think? Like, because out of me, I think this is the well, besides Guardians, this is the funniest out of the movies. Besides Guardians, you know.
I don't know, man. Age of Ultron was pretty funny.
I'll get to that when I get to it, but. I thought Avengers was hilarious. That's the most I've ever laughed in my life. Like the Galaga scene, that's funny. I actually used that for like a speech I had to do. People thought it was funny. I don't care. Hulk beating the crap out of Loki, which I'm gonna edit in right now.
I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Puny god.
I'm gonna edit that in there. That's hilarious. Just because puny god. There's not. It's the part that makes me laugh.
Well, that was the first time. I don't remember. Did Hulk talk in the Incredible Hulk? Did he ever say Hulk smash?
He says, yeah, he says Hulk smash.
Okay, because I can't remember. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen the movie.
I do. I just think it's funny. He's like when he's sitting there, like Loki's sitting over there, he's talking all this smack, and I hear just and he just starts throwing him around. I love it. And my favorite. I don't know. It's like one of the favorite parts of the movie is when you see. I think it's when Cap's was introduced. Nick Fury walks in, he's like, I bet you haven't seen something like this yet.
The $10
Cap's like,
the $10.
And like when Cap sees it, he just hands Fury the $10. That's one of my favorite parts.
Oh, we're on the ship. No, we're on a plane.
Yeah. Here's the thing about the plane.
I remember they originally thought it was a submarine,
Mm-hmm.
and Bruce was like, "Oh yeah, put me in a highly condensed metal container. See how that works."
I will bring that up because I think that's one of the biggest flaws of the movie. Is I think they spent way too long on that boat or ship or
The
whatever.
helicopter?
Yeah, because it's cool when they're on there, but it's like, can we go on something else? However, when you get off of it, it has a massive payoff. The fight they have in the city is really awesome. The monologue between Tony and Loki is amazing. I have an army. We have a Hulk. Like, you can't say that doesn't give you goosebumps. Or it's not like an awesome line. Because that, like, when I first heard that, I was like, that's amazing. Even though it was in trailers, and I saw it in the movie, and I still watch it today, I think it's awesome.
I'll take that drink now.
Huh?
I'll take that
I'll
drink
take
now.
I'll take the drink now.
I saw a picture that had Ultron. He's like, "Oh my god, for God's sake!" And he's Loki's like, "I'm still waiting on the drink." But
one thing I didn't like about it, though, and this is a lot of people think, like, Hawkeye does nothing in that movie.
yeah, well, I mean, Hawkeye is a cool character. He is a really cool character in comics, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at the lineup they had, he didn't really have that much of a chance.
Which he gets better because he does more in the second movie.
Yeah, because everybody complained about it.
Yeah.
But actually, it's funny. He has the most like memorable moments
Mhm.
and the actual like character building. He still has the least amount of time.
Yeah.
19 minutes.
Because here's the thing that I think is funny about it is, like, I get why they're going to boost, or they're going to push out, like Iron Man and all them. Because, like, they're your big, like, they're actually superheroes, basically. Well, Cap, technically, yeah. But, the fact that, like, Hawkeye's he's still technically a hero, and people still like him. That's the thing I'll give Age of Ultron, at least, is, when we get to it. They actually do give people, not equal time, but they give people more time to, like, develop, which Hawkeye needed.
Yeah.
But just, like, I mean, they're going to push Black Widow because she's a chick. Everybody thinks Scarlett Johansson's hot. Simple as that. Because she is. I'll fully admit. You're going to push Hulk because he's a big monster and he's awesome to watch. Iron Man people like him because he's an asshole, basically. Cap and... well, Cap's just cool. People, or like, women tend to like Thor a lot. And Thor, I mean, he's cool, I guess. But that's just simple. Hawkeye, he's basically just like, he's just Legolas, basically, except he's not Orlando Bloom. Which I think, I had to bring that up because I do know they referenced Legolas because, like, When they're basically having like making the plan out, Iron Man grabs and he's like, "Come on, Legolas" or something. So I had to bring that up. I watched that today to make sure.
It's funny what and I'll talk about this when we get to Guardians, but this universe is our universe.
Yeah.
Because like they talk about the Lord of the Rings in Guardians, he makes like Kevin Bacon in Footloose,
Which is my favorite part of that movie.
So I mean, like this universe is our universe. It's funny. It's crazy to think about, but it is. But,
I do. Avengers is probably my second or third favorite. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it's my third favorite.
Avengers is number 4 for me.
Oh, yeah, because I know what you're going to put before that.
Yeah.
Because I bet you about it earlier. I like it, without a doubt. I own it on Blu-ray, so that's just enough. I don't buy movies that often, and I will buy Age of Ultron, but you know. I'll give Josh Whedon, or is it Joss or Josh? Because he's
Joss.
Josh or Joss.
It's Joss.
Okay.
There's no H.
Let's call him Whedon. I'll give Whedon this. He had a pretty hard job doing this because it's hard to take 6 heroes who...
Oh, so many actors.
Yeah, so many actors.
Demanding actors.
Yeah.
Especially
Robert
Jr.
Jr. Take them and make them work together in a movie and have it turn out that well. Yes, it has problems, but it's a movie that I watch because I know it's stupid. Just like it's like Cap 1. I know it's stupid. It makes no sense at all, but if you shut your brain off, it's really an entertaining movie. Does it have problems? Of course it does. I always catch them when I watch it. Here's the thing. The more you watch it, the more problems you catch with it. But I still enjoy it because of that, though. It's a good movie, and I definitely recommend it. But that's all of Phase 1.
Alright, Phase 1. Cut.
It only took us 36 minutes. I'm proud.
Okay, so now we get to the fucking movie I hate. With the
Wait, before we go back,
passion.
before we go to Iron Man 3, we tried to bring this up. Avengers also introduced Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk.
Yes.
And that's his secret captain. He's always angry. There you go. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Now we get to talk about Iron Man 3. Oh, okay. The pros? Well, it showed the weaker side of Tony. It showed him dealing with the black hole thing that we didn't talk about in the Avengers, but he did go through a black hole to save the world with a bomb, and he fell through it and all this stuff, but he has nightmares and stuff about it now. So it shows the weaker side of Tony. He's not always this billionaire hotshot guy. He has a softer side. That also introduces the only time we fucking see it, the Iron Legion.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. But they all become fireworks.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? Cons. Oh, too much hype. I think one reason why this movie sucks so much, to me at least.
He just hyped up a lot.
Now, after the fucking awesome movie Avengers was, I was expecting every movie to be like that.
Yeah.
So Iron Man 3 was the one that was like back down the shithole. And then I had to like clean slate and I had to start building back up from that. Alright? So I think it might be one reason. The Mandarin, what they did to the Mandarin is unforgivable.
Okay, let me get to that. A pro I did think was Ben Kingsley. He's a great actor.
Yes.
And he looked like the Mandarin. But then they pulled the plot twist, and he's not actually the Mandarin. What's the other guy's name?
Just say it somewhere. Right?
Let me look. That it?
Just click on Iron Man 3. Trevor Slattery. That's what it was. Trevor Slattery.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay. So, yeah. So, what they did to the Mandarin is one of Iron Man's greatest villains.
I think he's the most known.
They have, since everybody, the consensus of moviegoers didn't like Iron Man 3, they have admitted that there is an actual Mandarin in the MCU.
Yeah.
Will we ever see him? I don't know.
Probably.
It's kind of like Howard the Duck. I don't think we'll ever see him again. But, you know, he is there, so hopefully we'll see him. Another thing that I talked about in landscaping shit about this one is the Pepper thing. She ends up being the hero at the end of it. Nobody wants to go watch an Iron Man movie and Iron Man not be the hero at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, most people I've talked about that didn't like this movie. That was the main thing that broke the Campbell's back.
Well, it's the plot twist that did it. And here's the other thing. If you ever, I'm sure people watching this have seen it. If you ever seen Pixar's The Incredibles, it literally, Iron Man 3 and The Incredibles, if you watch it both back to back, or just think about it, they're literally the same movie. Shot for shot. You know the scene in The Incredibles when they have Mr. Incredible all locked up and the villain sitting there monologuing? Just in Iron Man 3. Just like it. Not word for word, but there's more scenes like that. Like, there's a whole video on YouTube where you can we'll just take The Incredibles. Which, thank God, it's getting a sequel, but, you know.
Frozen's not going to be in it, though.
Thank God. They'll be in Kingdom Hearts, but...
Frozen? You didn't like Frozen?
I still haven't seen Frozen.
No, Frozone.
Oh, Frozone. Okay, yeah, Frozone would be awesome. Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, but he died in Incredibles, didn't he?
No, he doesn't.
I'm pretty sure he did.
He doesn't die.
Oh, well, it's been a long time since. Okay.
No, he's still
back
lives.
on track. Okay, the pacing to the final battle or the movie in general was very, very slow.
Yep.
Very, very slow. Okay, and then the villain, like I said, most Marvel villains they suck anyway. But this villain was a fanboy. I cannot get over that. Okay.
That's my problem with like.
I like you so
Fantastic Four
much
movie.
that I want to be you, so I gotta kill you. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like that's been driven into the ground so many times.
That's what I mean. Incredibles. Look at what's the is it Syndrome? Is that the name of the villain in Incredibles?
I think Syndrome is the actual ball guy, the 4 legs.
Whatever his name is.
But I don't.
He's literally that villain. Point for point. They're both
Watched
fanboys.
the movie in a while, so I don't know. But
I own it somewhere.
But that movie is fucking god awful. It's not the worst Marvel movie ever, though. Worst Marvel movie ever is Origins.
Oh, it's
But
because
that
of
is
Deadpool.
that's not MCU, so we won't talk about that. But that movie is fucking god awful. People do not watch that movie. That's all I got to say about Iron Man 3. I fucking hate it.
I want to say this here. I do not like this movie. I was overhyped for it. I think like this. Okay, writing was poor. I'll give this. I don't hate it as much as you do. I think it sucked. Is it the worst Marvel movie ever? No, but it could have been better. I thought I laughed at parts of it. I kind of I like the scenes like when Tony's actually fighting like without the suit. I thought that was kind of neat because it actually shows like he actually is pretty smart without
With
the
the
suit.
fucking glove, fuck that shit, man.
I didn't mind it, but it could have been better, to say the least. The after credits scene wasn't amazing. It's basically just Bruce
I
Banner.
like it. I like it.
It's not amazing. It's
I'm
funny.
not that kind of doctor.
It's funny because it's basically just Bruce Banner talking to Tony. But Iron Man 3 was it made a ton of money. I'll give Marvel that. You made lots of money, but your movie was meh at best. That's all I can really say. Pepper Potts. I still don't see the point of that.
Okay, we're in Iron Man 3, but since that sucks,
Yeah.
let's move on.
What'd
to
you
the
put
next
on your list?
one. Number 11 is the last one.
Mm.
It's fucking god awful. And the next movie is right under it.
I'll let you start.
Okay, Thor: The Dark World. Pros. It will start off as number 10, but I just said that. It revealed the third Infinity Stone. So, I don't know. The Ether. It's cool Infinity Stone. I can say about it. It showed the 9 realms, which is something that we hadn't seen before. So it did prove that there is 9 realms, and Earth. It's not Earth realm. That's fucking MKX.
Yeah.
Middle Earth is a not Middle Earth either. Midgard. I'm
Yeah.
fucking throwing the word region in here.
It's
Midgard is a realm, so that's awesome. Again, Loki, one of the best villains MCU has right now. His transformation in this movie from villain to hero to villain kept me on my toes, but that was about the only thing that kept me on my toes, on the edge of my seat through the whole movie. And also, the after credits scene, it introduced the Collector, which is another character that we see later on in the MCU.
Mhm.
Who's he working for? Is he working for Thanos? He is in the comics, but is he working for him now?
Yeah.
I don't know. No, that we haven't seen.
Why not? I'm saying. Yeah.
But cons, it felt misplaced. I wrote this earlier, so I'm not sure what I meant by that. But I don't think the movie, as far as the second
half.
no, the phase 2,
Oh.
I don't think it should have been there.
I don't think it should have been either.
I think it should have been later on, like maybe before Guardians or after Guardians. But
Well, okay, yeah, I think it should still be before Guardians just to introduce the Collect. You know what? Well, yeah, because he has the stone in there still. I think in Guardians.
but when it blew up, did it lose it?
I don't think it lost it. It's still somewhere.
But it was very rushed.
Well, you can tell it's rushed.
Boring.
Boring.
It had a bland villain, Malekith.
I don't know his name.
I mean Malekith.
So you don't even know his name?
And it didn't benefit the MCU any besides introducing the new stone. But a lot of movies have done that.
Yeah.
He fucked up. What was it, Italy?
Yeah.
He fucked up Italy and then went
No,
back
wait,
home.
Italy. What is it? Is it it? I think it's in England. No, it's not England. It's in America.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure it's because they have subways. I mean,
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, Subway's more known for like New York and stuff.
But
so.
he fucked up a town and went back home.
Yeah.
The Avengers, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode after that was a S.H.I.E.L.D. going to clean up the mess. He couldn't even stay down and clean the mess up. But I don't know, the movie, it's not as bad as Iron Man 3, but it's still a pretty bad film.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all I've got to really say about it.
I'm going to say Snore 2 is easily the worst. Well, you know what? I'll count it. Okay, I figured it out now. I'm going to count Thor 1 as the worst Marvel movie I've seen. Because, like I said, it's boring. Thor 2, it kind of improves on it. Kind of, being the key word. You want to tap piece People were like, what? Okay. But Snore 2 is... I didn't have any hype for it. Because I knew it was Thor, and I don't really care. I've never really liked Thor. Basically, the villain sucked. Loki was interesting. I know he wasn't going to stay dead, because Loki, they're not going to kill him off.
Well, even in the comics, he always comes back.
Yeah. Thor I didn't care about. Jane Foster, now that woman, I don't care about. Why should I care? Because she doesn't do anything. She's just there to be there. Same with his mom dying. You introduce her in this movie, and then she dies in, the first 30 minutes? Why should I care? I don't. At least Coulson I cared about because, he was developed, at least in a few movies. So I at least, because that's Agent Coulson. His mom is just there to die. That's it.
Thor the Dark World? Coulson?
Yeah.
Coulson is dead in Dark World, man. He's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but all the Avengers still think he's dead.
Oh, okay.
We forgot to talk about that in Iron Man 1. It introduced Coulson, which is by far one of my favorite MCU characters.
Yeah. A lot of it just didn't feel like... I don't know, it didn't really feel amazing to me, I guess. It was funnier than the first movie that I did. I do like the scene when, Thor falls through, that subway. He's going through the subway, and that woman just, rubs his chest, and I think it's pretty funny. But it had funny moments, it just... meh. It's, my second least favorite, without a doubt. But...
What's your first least favorite?
Thor.
Oh. So Thor's just you
I just don't like Thor. I don't think he can hold a movie at all. I think he's a boring character. I think his powers are kind of cliche. I think he's just a cliche character in general.
Well, he's based on Norse mythology.
Yeah, which is weird, because I like Norse mythology. But just, I think he is boring.
Okay.
I'm not literally looking forward to Ragnarok either, but...
Well, Well, we'll get to that when we talk about the future, but... we done with Dark World?
Yep, basically.
Okay. Now, Lance is going to start up, but this is one of my favorite Phase 2 films.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, well, I started the last two.
Okay.
So.
Basically, next up is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Of course, the sequel to Captain America. To me, this is my second favorite Marvel movie. Without a doubt.
Yeah, mine too.
Which is sad, because I didn't go see... I waited a long time to see this. I was I'm sure it's good, but it'll be overhyped.
I kept on riding your ass.
Philip did it a lot. He texted me. He messaged me about at least once a week saying, you need to watch Winter Soldier. You need to watch Winter Soldier. I'm like, okay. I finally watched it one day, and Long Day Treat You Fast. I like both of them. We'll get to X-Men one day. I'll give it this. The action scenes in this movie are amazing. The elevator scene is amazing in general. Because I saw trailers, I'm like, this will be a good movie. I like the first one. I'm sure the second one will be good. It'll still be stupid. But generally, I think, movie-wise, not counting Daredevil, this is the most serious they get. For movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
Are we going to talk about Daredevil?
I'll have to leave when you do that. But
I was afraid you hadn't seen it yet.
Not yet.
We won't talk about that one not just yet. We'll talk about that maybe when we talk about Ant-Man.
What I could have you do... Here, this is off topic. What I could just have you do is just go home, record something talking about it, and I can just edit it in.
That's too much work.
It's hard.
We'll just talk about it when we watch Ant-Man. That's only, 2 months away? July?
Yeah. We'll just do a video of Ant-Man. Talk about reviews or something. I don't know. I like it because, basically, I like Bucky. Thought that was interesting with him. He's not telling me a villain, so I'm not going to count him. The Hell Hydra thing became such a meme, and I love using it now against people. When I just, say if I beat somebody in a fighting game, I should have used this earlier on you, but if I play, a fighting game against, somebody online, if it has voice chat, I always just yell Hell Hydra now into it, especially Marvel's Capcom 3. I don't really know what to say. I really like it, and I'm fanboying a little bit, but it's such a good movie. It's got Black Widow in it with Cap. I don't like how they kind of tease their relationship, because they basically have her going around with everybody now. It's kind of annoying.
I didn't write any cons, but I don't know. I don't understand why they put Black Widow in the movie.
Because they won't give her her own movie. And she's in Cap for the
It's the
Shield.
same thing with fucking Hawkeye. They're never going to give Hawkeye his own movie.
It's just sad.
You're not throwing Hawkeye in another movie.
Well, here's the thing.
He's going to be in Civil War, but I think Black Widow's going to be in Civil War too.
Yeah, she will. There's already pictures of her on set.
But, it's not really that big of a deal for me. I just don't understand why they put her in there. I think the movie would have been just as good without her.
Mm-hmm.
It introduced fucking Falcon. Thank fucking God. Falcon is top 3 fucking MC, Marvel Comics characters. I fucking love Sam Wilson.
And just Falcon.
It introduced Bucky, like you said. and then it's Shield's fall.
Yeah.
And
Hell
then
Hydra.
Spoilers, it comes back in Age of Ultron. It actually becomes the Shield it's supposed to be. So, I don't know. The movie is so fucking good, I can't really say anything bad about it. I really can't. I don't know. The after credit scene introduced Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Hell Hydra.
It
It also brings up Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it shows...
Because somebody brings them up when they're talking about something, and then it shows them on something.
No, it shows them on Hydra's list of people that can retaliate.
Yeah, and then the guy brings them up, though. He brings.
But what I don't understand is Doctor Strange hasn't been a thing yet.
Yeah, they're gonna bring. I think he'll be before. I think what they're gonna do is because isn't the movie won't be an origin story, will it?
Well, see, we haven't heard anything. So if it is an origin story, it'll have to be a flashback.
Yeah, I think it'll be a flashback.
And then modern day.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Because he's already supposedly a threat.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna be.
I don't know, but we'll talk about that again when we get to the future stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, it's just a so well-rounded movie.
What I should do is just edit and Philip fanboying over because he fucking loves that. It's
that
really
Future
Past.
It's a really good movie.
It's definitely.
Days of Future Past is fucking fantastic movie too. But I think it's only good because it fixes everything that happened.
Which I think Cap kind of does for Cap 1 a little bit. Kind of. It sets up more for Avengers 2 than I think a lot of other things do.
As far as Phase 2 goes,
I think it's the best movie. Well, okay, besides one
Guardians.
other. Yeah, besides Guardians.
But it's the most influential.
Yeah.
Of the Phase 2 movies.
It makes a lot. It basically.
If you're not counting Age of Ultron and the leading to the Civil War, but we're just talking about Phase 2 right now.
I'm going to debate you on Ultron on that, but we'll get to that here in a minute.
But yeah, it's really good movie. Out of all of them, Guardians and Winter Soldier are the two that I recommend the most.
So here's my question, because we're going to transition into Guardians here, and I got a really good joke here.
Oh God.
Did Cap 2 leave you hooked on a feeling? Were you believing? I don't remember the rest of the song, which is sad because it's been in my head all day. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get my favorite Marvel movie. It's the movie that I thought was gonna... I was expecting... I didn't have a lot of expectations. I knew it was gonna be good.
It was the movie that once you saw the trailer, and you knew that movie was gonna be fucking good.
Yeah. Guardians, I was hyped for it. And I was like, hopefully they won't kill that hype for me. I went into it, besides you guys stealing my glasses, which I'm so mad about.
I don't remember stealing your glasses.
Because Remington stole my glasses.
Okay.
I love Guardians. Without a doubt. It has problems.
Oh, that's right. We had to watch in 3D.
Yeah. Which sucked.
I didn't get that joke until...
But... oh, dude.
We had a bad experience with the theater with Guardians.
Yeah, it's a
But the movie was still good regardless.
It was great.
The movie theater we went to doesn't update their fucking website. They have a website, but the times are wrong. You have to call them or go there personally to find out the times. And the time that I had, it was like 3:15 or something like that, was actually for the 3D showing instead of the 2D showing. So we had to end up either wait until a 2D showing was like an hour and a half later, or go to the 3D showing then. And I was the only person that voted for 2D, so we had to watch 3D.
No, I voted for 2D. I hate 3D.
We got outvoted, so we had to watch it in 3D. Although I did have a headache after the movie was over, I still enjoyed the experience. Guardians finally gave us something that brought us out of Earth besides Thor, which I think might be one reason why Lance likes it so much.
Yeah.
It brought in, we actually get to meet and have a name for Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
Rocket.
Useful design too.
Yeah. Rocket and Groot. Oh my God, best fucking duo ever. I think it's better than Captain Falcon.
Wait. Oh, okay. I think it's a Captain Falcon's like, how? I'm like, he's not even a duo and he's still better.
I don't know. Rocket is... It's sad that this is actual joke, but it's actually true, though. That a cybernetic raccoon can be more relatable than fucking Superman in Man of Steel. I will not talk about Man of Steel. If we ever do a DC thing, I will rip that fucking movie a new asshole. I still have to watch
all of those movies, but we'll get to that.
There's only one movie.
I'm talking about all the movies before that. If we do DC, we'll do all the movies before that, because there's not that many.
Why? I don't want to watch the fucking Superman Returns and all that shit.
Okay, we'll skip Superman Returns.
If we're doing the DCU, it starts with Man of Steel.
Alright. In 3,000 years.
Yeah, it'll be like 2020 before we do it. The comedy was just spot on, like you said. It's fucking awesome. If you're not into action films and you like comedies, this movie's still gonna get you hooked. the team, it finally showed a team up of individuals that have nothing in common besides the Avengers, and it actually worked.
Here, I would say this here. I would rather say this is never going to happen, but in the unlikely way this happens, if I had to be say between the Avengers and Guardians, I'd go Guardians. Because basically, as a team, I think they work better. I think the writing's better. It has problems, yeah, but it's a funnier movie. The only thing is, I think some movies stall. But other than that, it's a great movie. Good thing I think that's good about it is if you ever watch Jeremy Jahns, he brings this up. This movie is literally, if you take Star Trek, you take Star Wars, and you basically put them together. That's basically what I got. And you throw like a furry animal in a tree.
Indiana Jones a little bit.
Yeah, and it's even better because Chris Pratt's in it because he's gonna be Indiana Jones.
He's just fucking everything now.
I want to give this. I knew who Chris Pratt was, but since this movie, I'm actually a pretty big fan of him now because he does a great job of Star-Lord.
Yeah.
I think him and Rocket are my favorite parts. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Groot's the best." I'm like, I like him. He's my third favorite. But
Star-Lord, man. Who? You know, the intergalactic bounty hunter. He's like, forget this shit. And the cursing. It was the first movie in the MCU.
And they gave the middle finger.
And they said shit a lot.
Yeah, which is good.
And it was surprising because it was a Disney film. I was surprised they said that.
Well, they cussed him before, but they just don't say that shit.
Yeah, but most of the time they saw, like, said damn or hell.
Yeah.
But, like, that was the first time we got, like, the S word. You know? I'm just waiting for the fuck.
Yeah.
It probably will never happen.
Well, if we don't count... Well, Deadpool doesn't count. It's Fox. But...
Yeah. But plus it's going to be rated R.
Yeah.
But, you know, I put the Kree. We get introduced to the Kree, which leads up to the Inhumans. We get the Nova Corps, which hopefully will lead to finally meeting the fucking Nova, which... I love Nova. He's one of Marvel's best fucking characters. He's very non-mainstream, but he is fucking awesome. We get the Orb, which is the fourth Infinity Stone. I'm kind of curious. It makes me intrigued to find out who Peter Quill's dad is. I have speculations that I think it's the Collector.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, there's always... And we get Howard the Duck.
Well, tell me that he's not the Collector in comics, but, you know. He's a different guy. But the movies could change that, though. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but okay. This is the reason why I think it is God, the guy that has the whistle.
Oh, the blue dude who has like the most.
Yeah,
he's
I
like
can't
one of
remember
the
his
awesome
name.
things.
I can't remember his name.
It doesn't say on here. I don't think. No, it does not. Ah, crap! I know his name. No, here, talk while I'm looking.
But he talks about Quill's dad, and he talks about how he's a piece of shit, and he has, I don't know, everything he said. It makes you think of the Collector. You know, and what was his name? Yondu. Yeah.
God, you went that fast.
Right there. Yondu.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yondu talks about Peter's dad because Yondu was the abductive father of Peter, and you know, everything he says about his father just makes you think the Collector. And again, like I said, we get Howard the Duck. Do I think we'll ever see him again or have his own movie? No, I do not. I do not think that he'll be able to make a movie on his own.
Yeah.
Would I watch it? Yeah, because it's Marvel, and I kind of personally like Howard.
I remember when we went and saw that Remington got really upset because like Howard the Duck was in it. I'm just like, it's not a big deal. It's just Howard the Duck. His movie sucked.
Do I think that they could have had a better after credit scene? Yes. But the thing that was most...
If you want to for a second,
yeah.
I want to bring this up. I think how they're going to start Guardians too, if they want to make a really good joke, is they're just going to have it start out where you just see like the shit flying by the rim, and then you just see like the door open up and like Star-Lord just kicks Howard out into space, and then just like the powder screen pops up. I think that'd be pretty.
Well, they also introduced Cosmo.
Yeah.
But he didn't get to talk. I'm hoping because people have been talking about it. Nathan Fillion's supposed to be Cosmo, and if people don't know who Nathan Fillion is. He's the guy. I think it's Nathan Fillion. If I'm mispronouncing his last name or getting his last name completely wrong, he's the guy that voice acts Green Lantern in the animated movies, and he's also Castle from Castle. He's also on Firefly, which I've never watched, but he is a very good actor. I fucking love him. So I hope he is Cosmo, but then again, I hope he's Nova.
Yeah.
I think he'd be better as Nova. But, you know, I don't know. Guardians, #1, it's fucking awesome. Go watch it. If you haven't watched it yet, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. If you're on YouTube, if you
stream it.
If you're on YouTube, so you obviously have internet.
You won't find it on
Break the
YouTube.
law.
You won't find it. You'll just have to look up on Google.
I know, but they have fucking internet.
Oh, yeah, links.
So, you know, if you absolutely have no fucking money that you can't afford to buy it or rent it, fucking torrent it. I don't care. I'm giving you permission. Torrent that shit.
Buy it on Blu-ray. Let's support this movie because it's really good.
Okay.
I'm going to say this here. I think the movie is pretty good. Well, actually, it's my favorite Marvel movie without a doubt so far. But one problem I do have with this is that, what's her name? Gamora does literally nothing in that movie. She's like the Hawkeye of the Guardians. I think she's going to get a bigger role in the second one, but she does nothing. Literally nothing. She's there to basically be a love interest, talk about Kevin Bacon, which is a good joke, because he's footloose.
You talking about Gamora?
Yeah.
Why?
Huh?
What's wrong with her?
She doesn't do anything in the movie. She fights that blue chick, and that's really about it.
Nebula?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, that's her sister.
that's all she does. She just fights her. They didn't really. They just said, "Oh, we're sisters. Let's fight."
Yeah, but if you think about it, what did Drax do?
Drax was there to be funny.
Yeah, he shot Ronan, but it didn't do shit.
Yeah, but Drax does more movie than she does. I got more to feel about Drax than I did her. Because Drax, I mean, it's Dave Bautista, so I know him from WWE, of course. I was really wanting him to do a Batista bomb on somebody, which sadly never happened. I think it might in the second one. Because, like, look at The Rock. When he's in movies, he actually rock bottoms people. Dave Bautista should totally Batista bomb somebody and then get booed from the crowd. Nobody's going to get that joke. That's a Royal Rumble joke right there. But, Rocket, by far, is the best part of that movie, without a doubt. I think the villain, which is Ronan, could have been better. I mean,
Well, if you just want to talk about characters, the cast was fucking spot on. You already talked about Chris Pratt. Bradley Cooper as fucking...
You know what's weird? I watched a video the other day. It was them doing these they like a sing-along for Hooked on a Feeling. I love that song so much now. That's one thing I give it. I love that song just because of
the
that.
soundtrack for the movie is fucking awesome.
I remember when we left, I was actually trying to find the soundtrack in a store to buy it.
Yeah.
And I have it on torrented it now.
But that soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Just because it has classic music. Not classic music.
I'm just excited to see what the fucking theme song, or not the theme song, but the soundtrack for the second movie is.
It's just going to get better.
I want to hear the rest of the awesome mix volume 2.
I'm looking forward to the second one. By far, Guardians is my favorite. You know, the thing is, it has problems, but I think it's the one that, like, it sticks out the most in your mind. Because nobody, when it got announced, like, before we saw trailers or anything, it was just, we know there's going to Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody knew who they were.
I am a huge Marvel fan, right? Comics, movies, everything. I had to do research on them. I never heard of them. They're like C-class heroes, right?
And now they're one of the most popular.
Yeah.
I actually say next to Avengers, they are the most popular now.
Mm-hmm.
For Marvel, not King Spider-Man.
Well, I think they're like neck and neck with X-Men.
Yeah. Now, and that's hilarious because that just shows how much the cinematic universe is means. Like, it's so important to people that they can just take these people who nobody ever heard of. Literally, they can take a movie with a talking raccoon and make people love it.
Rocket got his own comic after the movie.
Yeah, he did. It started Howard. Really, the Howard comic's actually really good.
I haven't read it, so I don't know. But we're talking a lot of fucking time about this movie.
I don't care. I love Guardians. Go buy it on Blu-ray. I can't wait for 2 at all. It's gonna be a good movie.
It's 2017, man.
Comes out the same month as Spider-Man, I think, or it's same year.
Yeah. Because when Spider-Man came out, Black Panther stuff got moved back, which is kind of sad.
But after Guardians, are we done with Guardians?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Age of Ultron.
After Guardians, we lead into the newest movie, which just came out, a week or 2 ago?
What is today? 18th. It came out May 2nd.
It came out 2 weeks ago. Which is Age of Ultron. Well, Avengers 2, Age of Ultron. Me and Jason greatly going to differ on this one because Jason likes it. I think it's Well, I'll let you go ahead and do your thing first.
Since it's in my top 5, it is number 3. The pros, it introduces the fucking Vision. And anybody that loves fucking comics, that loves Marvel comics, knows that the Vision is one of the best fucking characters that they have, right? Alright? And they did a spot-on impersonation of the Vision, right? He looks fucking badass. They actually did what they did in the comics with Ultron making Vision. I thought that was a fucking nice touch, right? The fact that he's the complete opposite of Ultron, and that he said he fights for what was it, hope, or for the good of humanity or whatever. I don't know. It's been a while since we watched the movie, but let's see. Thanos and the Infinity Gems, it actually tells us what the fuck those things that we've been seeing are. It finally tells us. Thor's like, hey, these things, somebody's collecting these Infinity Stones and I need to find out. Which is going to happen in Ragnarok, we all know now. Thanos is like, fine, I'll do it myself, and he shows his own Infinity Gauntlet. It introduces, again, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. We actually get to see...
before we do that. This is spoilers. Forgot to say that. This is spoilers. I'm going to put that in for a thing. I'll let people skip through it. You said something about earlier about Black Widow, about this movie.
Okay. There's a scene after the first big, battle that you see, the opening battle for Avengers, right? They have a party. Alright? At the party, after everybody leaves, right before Ultron finally makes his big debut, the Avengers are having this little game trying to figure out who can pick up Thor's hammer. Right? So, Iron Man starts because he's the biggest prick, and he's like, I can do it. He tries it without his glove, then he puts on his armor, and then him and Colonel Rhodes both try to lift it up. They don't have it. Actually, Hawkeye's the first one starts. And then Cap wiggles it, which is a nice little touch in the comics, right? Because Cap is one of the people that can actually try. He's partially worthy, right? Yeah. But the only person that didn't try to pick it up was Black Widow. And the reason why is in the comics she is worthy. She can pick it up. So I think that's a nice touch because she knows she's worthy, and that's why she doesn't have to try. So I think that was a very nice touch that Joss Whedon did.
I'll give him this. I do think, because the whole thing like Cap wielding the hammer, that's never going to happen in the movies. No. I don't think it's going to. That was nice. I did like that.
Vision did, though.
Vision.
That was a fucking nice touch.
That was the funniest part of the movie. Just because, I didn't expect him to do that. I just, I think, because I remember I looked over at Bailey when he was there with us, and I don't think I saw you. I think Ader did it too. As soon as the people saw him pick up that hammer, all you see was jaws drop. You were just like, oh my. It took me because I didn't catch it at first. I saw him throw it, and I was like, what is that? Then he grabs it again. I'm like, that's Thor's hammer. I'm like, holy shit.
He's like, it's very one-sided. He's like, oh, but if it was equal, it'd mess up the swing.
Yeah.
But let's see. Like I said, it introduced Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Spoilers: Quicksilver sadly does.
He was gonna die. Everybody knew that was gonna happen.
But he does die in a very good fashion. He protects one of the other Avengers, and the other Avengers names his kid after him, which I thought was nice touch. Scarlet Witch is most of the mutants. I don't like very much.
Did you know? Actually, it got confirmed this week or last week that she's actually not a mutant.
No, she's a miracle.
Yeah. Which I think is kind of cool.
Well,
so she's telling
that got confirmed in Winter Soldier.
I thought that got... No, I'm talking about comics-wise now.
Oh.
Yeah, she got confirmed she is not a mutant at all. Magneto is actually not their dad.
Wow. The more you know.
I know. I just learned that. I thought it was interesting.
But it introduced them as miracles. But I was talking about mutants. In comics, Scarlet Witch, Phoenix, Cyclops, and Wolverine are pretty much like the only mutants I like. The rest of them, fuck them.
I remember you freaked out hard when they show the end of the movie. Spoiler here. The end of the movie. Okay, I already said spoiler.
When she had her suit?
When she had her suit.
Oh my god.
You freaked out so much. Like, Jason, it's a suit. Thank God. I like her suit. Thank God they didn't give her a tiara.
Dude,
I hate that tiara.
I was so focused on her suit, I didn't even get to see Falcons. Falcons is fucking accurate to the comics too. I'm like, oh fuck, why didn't I see it? Ultron. By far the second best villain that the MCU has right now that we haven't seen them fight, so that's not counting Thanos. In the comics, he's very mellow. He's very by himself. He's very demanding. He's very concentrated. They didn't do that in this movie. They made him very lifelike. They made him childlike. They made him... His mission was more of a rebellion against Tony, which I thought was a very nice touch. Back to when Scarlet Witch and Falcon got their suits, the new Avengers Initiative. Holy fucking shit, I lost my mind when I saw that. Alright, so the new Avengers, as of now, are Scarlet Witch, Falcon, Vision,
Black Widow,
War Machine, and Cap. Alright, so that's a nice touch, because the new Avengers is where Spider-Man finally got into the Avengers. Okay. And also, that's where Black Panther and all of them are going to come into. So it's just awesome. New Avengers, I lost my fucking shit when I saw it. Falcon become an Avenger? Hell yeah. And Wakanda. One of the, I'd say minor, but in my mind major parts of the movie. We meet this guy by the name of Ulysses Claw. He is going to come back in a later movie, probably Black Panther. Or maybe even Civil War.
Yeah.
He's one of Black Panther's most prominent villains. He kind of tries to do black market stuff in Wakanda. Wakanda is a fictional African country that is where the gold mine of titanium is.
Yeah.
Not vibranium, which is Cap shield. So Ulysses has this abundant stock.
Wait, is that the guy who like Ultron like rips his arm off?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's funny because it actually not Ultron, but he does lose his arm, and he has this like projector beam in his fucking arm now. So I hope he has that in a later movie.
He will.
But yeah. So he has this abundant amount of vibranium, and Ultron's wanted to make a new suit. We didn't know it was going to be the Vision, but Vision is made out of vibranium now. But so I thought that was a nice touch. They introduced Wakanda, which is very nice because Black Panther, like I said, is coming out in I think 2018.
Yeah, got to like it.
And I don't know. Black Panther's just not something I know a lot about.
Yeah.
It's bad because he is an Avenger, and I should know a lot about him, but I don't.
I'm still glad that the guy from 42 is going to play him. I think that's really good because I love that movie.
I don't even know Black Panther's actual name. I know it's like something.
I just know it's Black Panther.
It's Ka apostrophe and then like a bunch of letters.
This is terrible, and this is not about the Avengers at all. But the first time I heard Black Panther, I thought of the
Black Movement.
Yeah, the black. No, you know, like you know, how you have like the KKK.
Yeah,
there's like a black version of it.
Yeah,
no, they have an actual name though.
Black Panthers.
Like there you go. That's all I thought. I was like, oh my god, I'm like I can't wait for them to like try to work around that.
But I don't know, man. Avengers: Age of Ultron, like I said, I like it. It's number 3 for me. For Lance, it's probably like number 5 or number 6.
Oh, I've already done number 6. I don't know. I'll go ahead and say this here. I like the movie. Actually, you know, I like it, but like the first one has problems, and I think in the second one they're more noticeable. Here's the thing. This one, this is what I expected. It was not going to have the same wow factor as the first one. But I don't know what to blame on it. Either it's because it's the second one, or we've had so many Marvel movies since the first Avengers. What it is. But a lot of things just bother me. One thing that really bothers me, and I think about it, is they try to recapture the Hulk thing when he beat Loki with Ultron, if you think about it. Ultron's flying away, Hulk comes in, throws him out. It's just like Loki in a way.
But
I feel like they tried too hard to
in my opinion, I hope that is the case with all the Avengers movies. Like, when they finally beat Thanos at the end of the movie, I hope Hulk is the one that throws the final blow. Which, and it'll have to be, because Hulk and Thor are going to be the only two that actually have stand a chance against him.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones are just going to be taking Thanos' army. Hulk and Thor are going to be the only one to actually deal blows.
Yeah.
But a person that I think that we'll probably never see in the MCU that can actually throw down with Thanos is Hyperion.
Mm-hmm.
Hyperion is Marvel's version of Superman. He's been in Avengers Assemble, which I don't think Lance likes too much.
Is that the show?
On Disney, right? It's running right now. So most people don't like it. I think it's enjoyable, but he has been on the show. He's a very cool character. He has been Avenger. He's been a Dark Avenger. He's been Avenger Enemy. But he's kind of like Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch has been all kind of shit. I like him. So if they could throw him into a movie, maybe not even have his own movie, that'd be awesome. But like I said, I don't know. The movie's good. I like Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Here comes the not ranting moment, but here comes the part where I'm thinking I'm gonna piss people off. I don't know. I'll go ahead and say it here. As I said earlier, I think it's good. I like it. It could have been better. Yeah. Did I enjoy as much as the Guardians of the first one? No. Because I have a lot of problems with it. First off, I'm gonna call it here Ultron. He's the best and worst part of that movie. And I told you about this earlier. He's so funny and likable. I don't like him as a villain.
You forget he's a villain.
Yeah, you forget he's a villain. He's not really... he's just a man-child.
You don't really notice he's a villain until he kills Quicksilver.
He's like a likable version of DSP, except he's a robot, basically, is how I put it. Thing is, he's... Okay, Philip brought this up, and I think this is the best way to put it. He is literally a villain who just twirls his mustache. That's literally all he does. He doesn't really scream villain to me, especially when you get to the part where Black Widow gets captured. He doesn't kill her. He's like, just sit in this little room, and I'll come kill you later. No, kill her then. My second problem with it is, it doesn't. Okay, let's expect this from the second movie. It doesn't feel like it was that important. You know what I mean?
Well, it did lead up to Civil War, which I think is going to be the most.
Kind of.
Civil War, to me, I think is going to have more of an influence in Infinity Wars.
I'm going to bring some of it about Civil War in a second, but the thing is, it didn't really feel like important. Like, Ultron's not really connected to...
Especially since, spoiler, he died at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I was expecting them to live.
Well, I think...
But I throw him into space and then he's going to come back with Thanos, because that actually happens in the comics.
And I promise, he didn't... Unless they somehow do that, he's not tied to Thanos in the movies. He's not tied to Loki. He's just there because they needed a villain for this movie, so why not just throw him in there? I really feel like Thanos should have just been in Avengers 2. But, I know why they didn't do that, and it's fine. Thing is, though, a lot of it just feels like it was there to be there. And what's the weird thing is, that movie had cut content. A lot. Like, originally it was 4 hours long.
Yeah, the scene. There's one scene where Thor's like, "Hey, I need to go to a place."
I'm gonna bring up Thor here in a minute.
And I need to find out what's going on. And then he meets up with Eric Selvage, and then the next scene he's at like a pool, and you're like, "Why is he getting into the water?"
That's something.
That's a scene that Joss Whedon made, and it's like a 12-minute scene, and you actually understand what's going on. But the people and the people, the audience that get to see before the final cut, they didn't like it.
Yeah, here's the thing with it, though. Thor's whole subplot, like you said, because they cut stuff out, makes no sense, because it's just there to basically build up to Ragnarok. That's like the only time I feel like they build anything up. Because it's there just because we need Thor to get...
Well, not only that, they start talking about the Infinity Gems.
Well, like, sure. It's just there because we need Thor in the movie, and it felt so... What's the word I'm looking for here? It felt forced. A lot of this movie felt forced to me. Because it's just like... What does this have to do with Ultron or anybody else? Nothing. Literally, kind of, but, nothing really has anything to do with Ultron with that. It's like, we just need Thor in this movie, we'll have him do something, there you go. Thor doesn't really do anything until the end, important to it, and that's just when he fights Ultron, I think. Well, and gets Vision out, but... It's same, like, when I talk about Thor stuff, look at the Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, and Bruce Banner romance, which is, I think, what most people really didn't like.
Well... Before I went to see the movie, people were saying it's a force. You don't really see the reason. And then I started reading the Twitter comments that Mark Ruffalo and Scarlett Johansson and Joss Whedon were having, and I understand why they put it in.
What is that?
Well, people were complaining. They're like, "Oh, they made Black Widow seem like this weak and fragile character," and they're like, Mark Ruffalo like. Weird. I thought they were making Bruce Banner this weak and fragile character.
That's what I was thinking too.
And up until now, both Scarlet Witch, fuck Scarlet Witch. I keep on thinking Scarlet Witch Johansson.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. That's what it
Black
is.
Widow and Bruce Banner / the Hulk. They've been by themselves. They haven't met a person like them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that neither one of them are alike, but there's not another one like them, though.
Yeah.
So, I understand why they did it. Do I feel like it was forced? A little bit.
I'd say yeah.
Especially how it ended and the relationship just like, poof, is done. And they really didn't even have a relationship.
I agree.
Besides the part where like she kisses him, she's like, I adore you, but I need the other guy and pushes him. I thought that was probably one of the best parts of the movie. I love that fucking part. But, another part that we haven't talked about, which...
I will bring some... I do think it's funny how, you brought up the part at the end. I just think it's funny how, like, I'm still thinking now how they have the Skype logo edited in. That was so bad. But before we get on that, I know what you're going to say. I thought it was forced. I felt like there was no reason to have it. I feel like they wanted to just do the whole Beauty and the Beast thing. I mean, definitely wrong. Scarlett Johansson is the beauty. She's hot as fuck. But it was there because, like, we have to have a romance. Here's the thing. I feel like they're trying to throw her on air. Like, she like, they have a romance with Cap, technically. In the...
Winter Soldier.
Yeah. And Avengers, they kind of, like, hint, she's with Hawkeye. And in this one, she's with
And
Hulk.
then we find out in this movie, holy fuck, Hawkeye's got a family.
Yeah.
Like,
I
when
didn't
did this happen?
I didn't expect that, to be honest with you here. But...
Okay, they led up that Hawkeye was going to die in this movie.
Yeah.
I legitimately thought at the, like, probably, 2/3 of the movie in, that Hawkeye was going to die. We meet his family, we meet his kids, we meet this tender side to him, and you're like, fuck, we like this character now. He's going to die. And then he actually was going to die, and then Quicksilver saved him.
Let me just say this here. Hawkeye's my favorite part in the movie, without a doubt. Well, my favorite funny part in the movie is because, I'm going to quote this line here. The city's flying in the air. We were fighting robots. I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense. And that was my Skype thing
Well,
for a long time.
actually, the scene where he's talking about Quicksilver too. He's like,
Oh.
I can put an arrow in him right now, and nobody would fucking know. He was like, oh god, I was fighting this robot, and he just ran out and got shot. I'm like, oh god, I'm sorry. And he's like, no one even bat an eye. I love it. It's like, I don't know.
He's one of the funniest characters in the movie, I think.
Yeah, because they finally showed you Clint Barton.
Yeah.
Because in Avengers, they just showed you Hawkeye.
Yeah.
They showed you the Shield side of him, the Killer side of him, and that was it. You know, in this one, they actually showed Clint Barton. They showed his family. They showed his sensitive side. And that's the side everybody in comics likes.
I think they spent a little too much at his house during the movie. A little too much, but
They were only there for like 15 minutes.
that's still a thing. I think they could have just got up and left. Like a lot of just like
They had to stay underground because of Hulk
Sure.
fucking up that town in Africa.
Oh, dude, we gotta get to that.
Hulkbuster.
Hulk, Hulkbuster versus Hulk was to me the funniest part in the movie. Like fighting.
Don't mention a puny banner. Is that what you're talking about?
No, that's the one. Okay, you know the part where he's like he has Hulk held down. And his kids were punching him like once over again.
And he like breaks his tooth and he's like, I'm sorry.
Everybody in there in the audience was laughing.
Especially when he stopped and he fucking spit out the tooth and Tony was like, I'm sorry.
That was an awesome fight.
But, you know, the very beginning of the fight, he was like, you're Bruce Banner, you're better than this. And Hulk goes, raw! And he's like, sorry, don't mention puny Banner. That's the thing in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about Banner when Hulk isn't Hulk.
And
he gets fucking pissed. And originally in Age of Ultron, when he got controlled by Scarlet Witch, spoilers, you know, he was supposed to turn gray.
Yeah.
And that was actually the original cut. And people were like, why is he gray? Nobody understood that the matter he gets, the grayer he gets.
Yeah.
So they had to turn him back to green. I wish he was gray. That'd be fucking
It would have showed how like
fantastic.
upset he was.
That'd show fucking fantastic. But nobody would understand it unless you're a gigantic comic nerd like I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's one thing that I'm having to come to terms with is the major consensus of people that watch these movies know nothing about the comics.
Yeah, they
so
just want to see an action.
They have to dumb them down. They have to not put every little hint that you want to see in there. So I'm okay. I'm starting to finally get okay with that. It's so hard to deal with.
I'll give the Marvel Cinematic Universe this. What they are good about when it was stuff like that is they are good at throwing hints out there that like comic fans will get. But people who are just like newbies to it, they'll still laugh. They'll think it's funny. It's same with Howard the Duck. Nobody really, like, in general...
Nobody was like, oh god, Howard the Duck, yay!
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, what the fuck is that?
We just knew that because we know who Howard the Duck is.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And that's a good touch. I think that's how it should be for the most part. I don't mind if there's a hint that, like, nobody's going to get... That's the thing I like about the collectors and, like, the collection room in Guardians. If you, like, go slowly watching it, there's a ton of stuff you can see, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Which I always liked about it. But...
Well, it's like the after credits scene for Thor: The Dark World. Before then, I had no idea who the collector was.
Mm-hmm.
I remember walking out of that theater, getting on Google and typing in who the fuck he was. So, yeah, like you said, it's always that one thing, like, it's, the after credits scene, I think it should be used for two reasons. One, to connect another movie to another movie, / introduce a new character.
Mm-hmm.
Or two, introduce a new character that nobody knows.
Yeah.
And make people wonder while they're walking out the movie, who was that? But
here's the thing I do want to bring up since you brought up the after credits scene. I feel like they could have done a much better after credits scene for this movie. They built up all this to the end of... Okay, is this the end of Phase 2 or is Ant-Man into Phase 2?
Ant-Man's supposedly supposed to be the end of Phase 2, but in my eyes, Avengers is always going to be the end of Phase 2.
Yeah.
Ant-Man, to my eyes, is going to be the beginning of Phase 3.
Okay. Basically, I feel like they should have done something bigger, because it's just like Thanos comes out, like, grabs him, like, it's time for a two-parter, basically. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool, but, like, or something. Like, I would even take, like, in the first Avengers movie, we had, like, the shawarma scene. I would have took that. I want something, you know...
I hadn't seen that scene until, like...
I didn't see it till the Blu-ray came out.
See, I didn't even know about it.
It's pretty
I watched it on YouTube probably, like, 2 weeks before we went to go watch Age of Ultron. I'd never seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even knew about it.
I feel like they could have done something else than just a glove. Like, it's cool, but people know about that already. Just give us, like here's the thing, I don't know what they can do now with that, because it's either just say, hey, Ultron's coming, or just have a funny moment.
You talking about Thanos?
Yeah, or, yeah, that's Ultron, wow, Thanos.
But I've been telling everybody, they have movies planned. No, actually, right now they don't have any movies planned after Infinity
2019.
War. Infinity War.
Well,
Part 2.
Humans is after,
It's between. It's between.
I thought it was...
It's just like Miss Marvel.
Oh.
It's between Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, They don't have anything planned after Infinity War Part 2. I would be completely content with Infinity War Part 2 being the end of the MCU.
Yeah.
Because after that, I don't see a villain that's going to be compared to Thanos.
The only way I could see is that they somehow...
Kang the Conqueror would be the only one that I could see. That, or like I was telling you, a Sinister Six. But Spider-Man can take Sinister Six on by himself, so is that really a team-up?
If they had... I'm sorry to interrupt you. If they had the rights to X-Men, they could do Onslaught. But I don't think they're going to do Onslaught.
I don't know.
That'd be an X-Men thing for me.
But we're going on an hour and 25 minutes, and I think we've touched pretty much everything we need to touch.
Well, we gotta do future stuff real quickly.
Well, if we do talk about future stuff, dude, we're going to be talking about 2 hours.
Here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll save that for another day. Well, okay, here, I got one to do real quickly. Why do you think the Marvel Cinematic Universe is better than DC Universe? I'm going to piss off a lot of DC fans here, but I'll let you finish.
I think it's better for one reason. DC strictly has said that comedy does not make a movie better. Bullshit. Okay, if you make a serious movie, people can't connect to it.
Yeah, Man of Steel.
2, DC started with Superman, which is my most hated comic book hero ever. I hate Superman with a fucking passion. Okay? They're wasting Batman in Man of Steel 2. And Man of Steel 2 is going to be called Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice.
I have to bring something up before you say this, and I'm going to... Civil War looks awesome, but what they're doing with Man vs. Superman is what they're doing with Civil War in a way. They're throwing... And this is... Okay, this isn't Civil War's fault. This is the... not the console. What they're doing with Civil War has so many heroes in it, and they're wanting to build... What's the name of the villain in Civil War? The... Not Deathstroke guy.
In Civil War?
Yeah. Dude, we thought we looked really awesome.
Oh, Crossbones?
Yeah.
That's just a minor villain, though.
Well, he's going to still be a villain. They have to
the main villain's going to be a Hydra guy.
Thing is, though, they're going to have so many heroes in Civil War, unless they just kind of, like, skip over them, have more Cap or Spider-Man.
But
they still have a ton of heroes in that, which I think
the
they're going to
difference between Civil War and Batman vs. Superman, we've met all the characters going to be in Civil War.
Yeah.
We've met every single one of them. In Dawn of Justice, they're going to be like, hey, no origin story, no backstory, here's these characters.
Yeah, the only person we really know about is Superman.
Yeah, and everybody knows Batman, though.
Yeah, everyone knows
But
Batman.
we haven't seen Wonder Woman in a live-action film.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen Cyborg in a live-action film. We haven't seen Aquaman in a live-action film. What the fuck are these backstories?
And Doomsday, if that's actually
Yeah,
correct.
supposedly rumored Doomsday is going to be the main villain besides Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
So, and, I don't know. Doomsday is my favorite. Okay, Joker is the best villain in DC. Doomsday is my favorite because he fucking kills Superman.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't really have a definitive answer besides the fact that DC Cinematic Universe sucks. Or at least the beginning, if Man of Steel is the precedent, whatever the fuck that name is.
President?
The
Present? That translate?
It's Precident. Precedent.
Yeah.
For the DCU, I don't want to watch DCU.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch Batman vs. Superman pretty much just to laugh at it. The only movie I was telling you earlier, the only movie I'm excited for is Flash. Because Flash is...
Shazam!
And Shazam. Flash is my favorite DC hero.
Yeah.
But what's making me upset is, and I was telling you about this earlier too, DC has 2 things right now that Marvel has 2, but Marvel is connected. The TV shows, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and the MCU are connected. The DC TV shows like Arrow, Flash, the new coming Supergirl, all that shit, it's not connected to the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
So the cinematic universe has more pull. They finally announced that they're going to have a Suicide Squad movie. Arrow can't use the Suicide Squad anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm worried that whenever they make a Flash movie, is the Flash TV show just going to poof and be gone? Because I love the Flash TV show. And I really, really doubt that the Flash TV movie is going to be good if they can't have that comedy factor.
Yeah.
Same thing with Green Lantern.
Here's the thing, like you said, what benefits Marvel most is they can do whatever they want now.
Yeah.
They could, say if they want to make a Howard Duck movie, they can make a Howard Duck movie. DC can't do that. They have no draw in that. Like, they know Superman and Batman. That's about it. People know Wonder Woman, but Marvel, they're so well known and they can do whatever they want. Thing is, generally, they make good movies. They pick good directors. Okay, besides...
They pick good actors, fucking Batfleck. Fuck that shit.
Here's the thing. Marvel, they always... Even if the movies are just meh, you still enjoy them. They leave you something to remember by. DC can't do that. And the thing is, like you said, Marvel has that... While they're serious, they have the more... Like, they make more jokes. See, that's why I can't do Man of Steel. I cannot take Superman seriously.
The only thing that I remember about Man of Steel is the reason why I hate it is the General Zod and him breaking his neck.
I will find him.
No, I understand that Superman has killed
Mm-hmm.
if it is absolutely necessary for the fucking humankind in the fucking comics.
Mm-hmm.
But he could have easily just put his hands over his eyes and slung them into fucking space.
Yeah.
Alright? And then put him on that pod and shipped him back to fucking wherever. Alright? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Right? But they didn't. And the first fucking movie he's in, he already broke his code.
Yeah.
The first movie. So this means that this Superman has no code.
Yeah.
He has no code. So, I don't know. I just, in general, I like Marvel Comics more than I like DC Comics. And...
Well, I like Marvel movies more. I like DC Comics, generally.
I don't know.
Depends on the comic, though.
But, I don't know. Well, I guess Batman vs Superman is one of those movies that we'll just have to wait and see when we see it.
Yeah.
It might be good, might be bad, might be meh, might be okay. I think Suicide Squad's going to be okay.
We got into DC territory.
Yeah, we need to get out of this.
Okay.
So, to wrap up...
Okay, here's the thing. Do you think Marvel will only improve from this, or do you think they'll just get worse?
I think they'll improve until Infinity War Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then right there, it's either going to be a steady line, or it's going to go downhill.
I think it's going to honestly go downhill.
Like I said, I'd be totally fine if that's where it stops.
Because
I'd already have a Spider-Man movie. I won't be able to have a Part 2 or Part 3, but they're already confirmed there's going to be a movie.
I think Spider-Man and Guardians will be the ones
a movie for Spider-Man each year of high school. The first one's going to be freshman, second one's going to be sophomore. They've already confirmed this.
Yeah.
So... They're already confirmed. They've already confirmed that there's going to be movies after Infinity War Part 2. I just don't know who they're going to do a villain. Like I said, Kang the Conqueror is going to be okay, but after that, what they gonna? They can't do Galactus because Fox owns that shit.
Unless they get the rights somehow.
They can't do Apocalypse because Fox owns that shit. Plus, they're already making a movie. So I mean, who are they going to do?
Make it a villain. I don't know. I forgot the
They could do Dracula.
And the actual Dracula?
Yeah, you know who?
They actually fight Dracula?
Yeah, that's one.
I know Batman does.
No, that's one of Cat's main villains. That's where Blade comes in.
Wow, actual Dracula. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he and they have wherever Dracula lived was that
Transylvania.
Yeah, they have Transylvania.
I said Castlevania.
But,
I miss you, Kojima.
But they have all that. They could do that, and he could have like a fucking army of vampires, kind of like Ultron. It'd just be an Ultron knockoff, but you know. But I don't know what they're gonna do after Infinity War Part 2. I really don't.
That's basically. I think they'll get better. It's just Avengers the 3. Well, it's Avengers 3 because it's
Part
2
2.
parts. They both have me worried because either Part 1's gonna be super slow, and what's gonna happen.
The thing that's got me worried is, especially about Civil War and Avengers.
It's that build up.
Every Marvel film that we've had, the third movie has sucked.
Yeah. Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3, X-Men 3, Blade 3,
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3.
That's a bad one.
So that's giving me a worried about Civil War.
I think, okay, here's like Cap 3.
That's getting me worried about Avengers 3.
The good thing about Cap 3, though, is the people who made Winter Soldier. Which is, I think
I've heard
funny.
that the Russo brothers are going to do Infinity War Part 1, Part 2.
I've heard that too, and I hope they do, because that'll be, at least guarantee we'll have a good movie. At least say a decent movie.
Yeah.
I do think, I don't know, I'm interested to see how this is going to go forward. I mean, I do know what happens, for the most part, but I'm interested to see how this is going to go, and I look forward to see what they're going to do. And we'll probably be back. When does Ant-Man come out? Is it July? Or
July 16th.
So yeah, we'll be back recording again.
Don't
July.
quote me on that, but I'm thinking it's July 26th.
It's either 12th or 16th, because I know Jurassic World is...
Is it not on here?
Huh? No, here, I'll look it up quickly. We'll be back to Ant-Man. Well, I put Ant-Film on Ant-Man.
But I'm really worried about Ant-Man 2. They haven't really showed anything that's made me like, oh my god, I want to see this. Besides the train. I was fucking close. It was the 17th. But, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's Marvel. I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. And hopefully, if we remember, after we watch this film, me and Lance will try to do another one of these, but specifically for Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Future films, and we'll talk a little bit about Daredevil, and hopefully,
Yeah, by then I'll see Daredevil.
Yeah, and I don't think AKA Jessica Jones is gonna be out by then.
It'll be later this year.
I don't think it comes out until August or September.
Yeah.
But, there you go, people.
That's the whole hour.
The consensus of the MCU is it's good.
It's better than DC.
Yes. But to be fair, DC's only got one movie, and that movie sucked.
Yeah.
So they might... DC's only got to go up.
Yeah.
Marvel can only go...
They can only take that criticism and get better. So
Marvel is going to slowly go up, but they can always go hit
They can
bottom.
tank fast.
DC can only go up. There is no getting worse than Man of Steel.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So, wanna go get some shawarma?